Hello, my name is Pablo Rolando, and today I will be introducing the webinar Branding for Small Nonprofits. Here you can find my contact information if you want to get in contact with me and talk a little bit more about branding. So I'm a public relation and corporate communication student at Georgetown University. Also, I'm a communication consultant at the Inter-American Development Bank. I have 7 years of experience working in internal and external communications, and today I'm working on web design, graphic design, branding, writing, messaging, videos, communication plans, publications, and more. And one of my main work at the IDB is doing branding. So let's see some examples of my personal experience. Here you can find BRIC. Indes PM4R course is a virtual and face-to-face course. Onboarding is a virtual and face-to-face course. Saori is an internet search engine. So these are some of the brands I have created with graphic designers and the project managers of the programs. As you can see, they are very different between them, and also there are for internal and external audiences. So in this graphic you can see there is a brand anarchy. Today's world is so crowded of commercial, government and non-profit brands that it's very challenging to show ourselves and the organization we work for as unique and think that everybody will pay attention to us. So how can we differentiate from our competitors? How can we be different? Let's start with branding. A brand is a unique and identifiable symbol, association, name, or trademark that serves to differentiate competing products or services. It's both a physical and emotional trigger to create relationships between consumers and the products or services being offered. Also, if you want to check more about branding and the concept of branding, you can check Idea Branding. So it's a document created by Harvard and Stanford about branding nonprofits. But I guess, and my personal perspective is that branding is everything you do to promote, socialize, or communicate the product, service, or organization internally within your staff and externally, donors, community, clients, government. Also, branding is how we are seen, the perception others have about us, and how we try to differentiate ourselves from the rest. The ingredients for a crunchy brand cookie, as I say, is name, logo, tagline, graphics, shapes, colors, fonts, sounds, accents, tastes, and movements. Let's see some of them. The first one is the name. And the name is usually set by the board of directors, history, and work. But try to adapt the name to words easy to pronounce and that give the whole idea simply, that it doesn't need to explain. It should be catching, not too long, usually no more than 2 words. Later, if more, try to come up with a short version. Use simple words. Examples: Teach for America, Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, Worldwide Fund. The first step in managing your nonprofit or one of its programs is to start with the mission. If you don't have a succinct and memorable mission, rework it. Then think about the name. In formulating the name, you use action words: protect, prevent, cure, heal, give. Third of all, find short words to describe who you serve: child, the poor, the hungry, the homeless. Brainstorm concepts, values, solutions, and problems. Use words that are concrete, not abstract, or make those abstractions concrete. For example, love is abstract, but love the neighbor is concrete. Thinking about the logo is important as the name. It's much as important as the name. Most of the times, an organization name is inside the organization logo. This is specific, especially for nonprofits. There are not many cases in which nonprofits are so recognized that they don't need the names in the logo. The logo gives the opportunity to play with forms, colors, images, icons, and other graphics resources to help you give the message. If you have a boring name, this is the opportunity to make it interesting. Go crazy, go creative. So here you can invest in a graphic designer to conceptualize the idea, and design the logo is really necessary, since the logo must be catching and remembered at a glance. So spend some dollars hiring a graphic designer is a very good idea. And actually you can do it in Latin America. You can hire somebody in Argentina, Mexico, or Colombia for between $300 to $1,500, depending on the experience, the portfolio. And revise a couple of portfolios and then look for somebody who has worked before with nonprofits and hire them. These are the great samples of logos in nonprofits. Teach for America, American Red Cross, Doctor Without Border, Worldwide Fund. If you see, they're very, very simple logos with just one or two colors, with very simple images and icons. So people can remember this at a glance. They can recognize the brand at a glance, and it's very simple to transmit idea. The tagline. The tagline is a catchy phrase that is for marketing only. In the case of nonprofits, the tagline is the opportunity to briefly say what the organization does. For example, Kiva. Kiva is a nonprofit organization with a mission to connect people through lending to elevate poverty. Kiva means agreement in Swahili. It's a very language that not too much people speak. So what they did is to create a tagline, loans that change lives, that explains by itself the mission and work of the company, of the organization. Rainbow of colors. Different colors express different ideas, different feelings. For example, black express dignified, sophistication, and power. White, innocence and optimism. Gray, steady, stable, discipline. Blue, loyalty, responsible, conservative. Red, exciting, passionate, aggressive. Green, natural, balanced, healthy. Yellow, happy, warm, alert. Purple, regal, wise, celebratory. And orange, vibrant, energetic, playful. You can see that blue is the most popular color for brands. It is considered a safe choice. For example, if the nonprofit is related to education, vibrant colors like red, blue, green, orange, and yellow could be a good combination. These colors transmit power and happiness. In the case of a nonprofit working with the older, soft colors are appropriate. Picking the right font. As you can see, there are 5 basic styles of fonts: serif, sans serif, script, handwriting, and artsy. Serif are very more they denotate their look is very serious looking. It denotes strength, sophistication, and longevity. Sans serif, they're not necessarily too frivolous, but they are a little bit serious. Are considered to be more sleek, modern, and youthful. Script are fancy and ornate, but be careful. It can be difficult to read. Handwriting is more casual, and children like this kind of font because it's more playful. Artsy can be valuable in establishing a particular whimsical or playful or edgy brand personality. So getting to the end, you have to remember that it's very important the visual brand identity. Recognition and perception of a brand is highly influenced by the visual presentation. A brand visual identity is the overlook of its communication. So you have to take care of the consistency of the logo, for example, in website merchandising, templates, printed materials. The logo must be always placed in the same position in all printed materials. Building the style manual. Brand guides becomes more important, and usually larger, than the bigger and more extensive the brand is. For a small non-profits, it's very important to build a style guide, because Sometimes a lot of volunteers change in the job, so it's important that you have a style guide that can focus and can their work and can guide them in their actions. So finally, there are 5 things to remember. The catchy name and the tagline. Although the name most of the time is given by the board of directors or the history of the organization, remember to brainstorm around the name, coming up maybe with a shortened version, 1 or 2 words ideally, 3 words at the most. Also, in the tagline, you have the chance to explain a little bit more about the organization mission or work. Of course, there are many great logos taken, but this is an opportunity to hire a graphic designer to come up with something new. If you have a short budget, you can hire somebody to work remotely from Mexico, Argentina, or Colombia. They are great professionals, not so expensive, and if you want some numbers, I can give it to you. The importance of consistency in printed materials is very important for small non-profits to have a style guide because volunteers change a lot, and every time somebody new works on the communications for the non-profits and can do whatever he or she wants. Having a style guide gives you consistency and guidance. Of course, that if you have a big budget, your branding efforts will be more successful. But with a small budget, it's possible to build a strong brand. Hire a graphic designer. Depending on the experience, portfolio, it will not charge you too much. And finally, do benchmarking from the competency. I believe that be creative is difficult, but it's possible. But if still you have a hard time coming up with something new, try doing a benchmark of your competitors. See what they are doing, how they express their idea in graphics, colors, and pictures. And also look for examples in the profit sectors. Nike, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, they are great in branding. So, okay, if you want more information about brand, you can check out these resources or just contact me and I can give it to you. Well, thank you for your time and I hope this helped you a little bit. If you have any questions, suggestions, or want to chat about this topic, just contact me. Thanks again.